And so I asked him, because I knew he's a real wise man. He's older and he makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
So he's the one I hit up first. And I said, what is your advice to aspiring athletic directors? And you won't believe what he told me. He said, find you something else to do.
Ain't that so?
What you mean find you something else to do? He said, if you want to be an athletic director, find you something else to do. Well, this is an older man. He's probably about 70 years old, so you don't got to explain very much when you get that old. So y'all know what I'm talking about. I had to go research it on my own and figure out what does find you something else to do mean. So I went and I looked up his past and I found out that he had a master's in education. He had a master's in business administration. And he had a Juris Doctorate. He was a practicing lawyer. He was teaching law classes at the school. What does find you something else to do? The very activity when you don't know what to do will qualify you for what you're meant to do. The accolades that you piled up when you didn't know what you were going to do. You didn't know where to go. You didn't know where to turn is going to qualify you for where you're supposed to be in the future.
Yes, sir.
But I knew that's over some of y'all's head. So I packed another example. Can I use myself as an example? I graduated with a master's from Morehouse College down in Atlanta, Georgia. And Morehouse is really big on accomplishments. They strive on black excellence. And so what they did was, whenever you were walking around Morehouse and conversation got dry, awkward silence entered the conversation, two questions were going to be asked by default. If you were a senior, they were going to ask you, what are you doing after graduation? And if you were underclassmen, they were going to ask you, where are you interning at this summer? Well, I had a really bad history applying for jobs and internships, so bad that when I was in high school, McDonald's wouldn't give me a job. So I didn't like when they would ask me, where are you interning during the summer? Because I want to be an athletic director. I wanted to be an athletic director. And so I knew that I needed to do something in sports, so I applied to all different types of avenues of sports, and they all told me no. ESPN had the nerve to tell me I wasn't qualified. And so what happened was, I called my dad. I'm still thankful. I called my dad. I said, Pops, I need to come intern with you again this summer. And he said, oh, son, whatever you need, son, whatever you need. And so,
that's it. Point out.
Whatever you need, son, whatever you need. And so what happened was, I went up with my dad and I was preaching and I was singing and I was helping him build his church up a little bit further, a little bit higher. And what my internship really was, I was a teacher at his educational activity program that he has for the inner city children in the neighborhood. Wow. So he brings all the neighborhood children in and he feeds them and takes them on field trips and educates them during the summertime so they don't go backwards. And so what happened was, I finally had an answer to where you interned during the summer. But the problem was, it wasn't along with what I wanted to do. I wanted to be an athletic director, but I was stuck being a PE teacher. A PE teacher. And so what happens is, a PE teacher was fine until I got on Snapchat. And so I'm on Snapchat looking at all my friends and they living it up and they all on purpose. All of my friends that want to be lawyers were working with congressmen and law firms. All of my friends that want to be engineers were working at NASA. My friends that want to do TV production were working with Jimmy Fallon and BET Awards and NBC. And I want to be an athletic director, but I'm a PE teacher.
Kickball.
Well, my friends who teach it, flexing on the beach in Florida. And they taking Snapchats on the beach with their shirts off. And my friends are walking through Beverly Hills, California. And my friends are walking on Peachtree Street in Atlanta. But I wasn't in California or Atlanta. I was stuck in Minnesota because I was a PE teacher. My friends were Snapchatting their suits.
Yes, sir.
And they taking pictures with their feet kicked up on the desk. But I didn't have a suit because I had to wear shorts and a t-shirt because I was a PE teacher.
Physical education.
They had fancy nameplates, but all I had was a whistle because I was a PE teacher. Lord, but let me fast forward. Glory to God, I'm currently at the University of Tennessee working on a master's in sports management and I'm doing research and working with the UT athletic department. But guess how I pay for my education? I'm a PE teacher. Can I preach to somebody real quick? I don't know what it's looking like in your life. I don't know how much confusion you may have, but just find you something else to do while you're waiting.